Yesterday, I chanced on something that very, very intriguing, especially on the transfer market. And with some of the things that's going on in the transfer market. See, say consistently with you how Fiifi-Manfred. One of the things that I've said every time, not just once, eh, to every day make sure I give you an information that's very educative and that's also very factual and straight up to the point. Nothing about waxing lyrical and then um, stories just for clickbait. Now need to make us up. So what team here? You by now know say Maka several times say Chelsea project is not more here. No. Even for some Chelsea fans, Omo Njindi say it has the pedigree of getting to the very top. For a lot of Chelsea fans, they even somewhat believe say that project only is useless. Now, see, before we go on, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and then make sure say in the notification that you turn on, you do choose all. So again, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, and then in the notification that you turn on, make sure say you do choose all. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's your best tactical analysis channel. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Turn on notification. In the notification turning, make sure that you do choose all. It is very, very, very imperative that you turn on notification and in the notification turn. Yeah, so as you have turned on notification, let's have the conversation. I was talking about the current transfer market, any Chelsea issues on the transfer market and why the Chelsea product is good. Now, if you follow transfer conversations in this summer, almost every club is doing something similar. And a idea teams be to say Real Madrid more aye for a very, very long time. Now, go back and look at the Madrid spine. Madrid spine have an average age of about 24 thereabouts. Orient Chiellini, Eduardo Camavinga, Federico Valverde, Vinicius Junior now, Kylian Mbappe, there is Ferland Mendy. They want Alain Yoro. There is Eder Militao in the team. There is Andre Lunin who can also be part of the spine of Madrid honor. Now, there's something that tell the Madrid first started somewhat tosa small boys, young talent, and wanting to give them some medium to grow. People do not understand. But at the time, Florentino Perez and then Huni Khalifat were ahead of the curve. When Madrid wanted to do stuff like that, they were ahead of the curve. People did not understand why Madrid, instead of buying superstars, were buying these players. Now, do not forget for Florentino Perez, he was president of Real Madrid when Madrid bought the world's most expensive players now. When they were buying the Galacticos, the Zinedine Zidane, Roberto Carlos, the Luis Figos, and the likes now, it was he that was there. Now he understood that for sustainability's sake, you cannot just buy superstar players and go and lump sum them together and hope that you will get success. No, because it's about Rex reward. You buy some of the young players, you mix them with some experience if you can, and then hope that they grow together and give you the best results that you want as a team. In Tisawashe, the kind of players that most teams are now linked to. Now look at the Euros that's going on. Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, young boys. For Jamal Musiala, no Chelsea academy. Chelsea decided to let him go at some point in time, and then now look at the kind of what he has turned into. Look at the story of Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen, a Leverkusen boy, grew up into the ranks of Leverkusen. Now he's a household name. Madrid wants to get him. Now go to the Spanish national team. And no anajo, Shejuma Lamine Yamal, any Abrantia, your friend, or Nico Williams, Yamin Lamal, 16 years of age for FC Barcelona. There is potential in there. Yes, ABA, if they were in a struggling team like Chelsea, they won't be performing at this level because the team is not settled. A settled team is also very, very important. But it is the potential level of teams here. Look at the potential of Obitise Nico Williams from Ghanaian lineage. Bilbao Chrome he has grown up part of Bilbao. Top player. Our teams which say Barcelona want to buy him. And yesterday, like this, Fabrizio was reporting say he has a release cost of about 58 million. The thing is that players that play for Bilbao don't like moving out of one club. No. Omo pe hɔ no. And in Basque, there is an obvious rivalry between Barcelona and team my friend Athletic Bilbao. So they don't really like moving. Now, why am I having all of these conversations about transfer, any the kind of business that teams are doing, why they want the young players now? People even believe, say, oh, trainer player needed 26, 27 now. You are doing yourself a great disservice. Now, one of the things that Chelsea are doing, and they said they buy some of the young talent in the world. Now, why? Chelsea acquire brand here, your friend, Aaron Anselmino. He's a centre back from Argentina. People say, okay, fine, he's one of the best centre back in terms of the ball playing and also very aggressive, 6'2", or a very good from the South American market. And they release clause near good. Chelsea want to go and buy him. What is this Chelsea person called Samu Omar Dion? Very, very good player. You've heard to say team this Manchester United, Epeleni Euro, Liverpool, Epa Branch, João Neves from the Portuguese national team. These are all players that are very, very good in their regard. And some of the top clubs in the world have now realized that in the transfer markets, these are the players that you go and you get them. Because if you don't get these kind of boys, then you may be in trouble in the next few years. You pay top dollar. Now, why is this so? See, let me be very honest with you. You see, in the last few days, Brazil's youth team coordinator, I want to share Brazil for one crown so in terms of how they'll grow, how they'll become better players, manages them in the media, teaches them, and all of these things, had said that Esteval Willian, a player here, after Neymar, there hasn't been any player the quality of Esteval Willian. And this is truly Brazil's most greatest potential assistant now. And Chelsea IABB to get Esteval Willian. And they are getting him at 60 million, not 20 million, not 15 million. Why? Because the transfer market is going south. Now, there are a lot of reasons in the transfer market in go south. Because now, TV revenue is not enough for teams to stay afloat. So most of the teams that are able to develop talent want that to become their main source of revenue. Now, if you've ever worked in a company where revenue and sales is very important, you understand that if your main source of revenue is dip that, you make sure that you are in trouble. And TV revenue is not coming. See, in English Premier League, because TV revenue is going down, they are now thinking of bringing salary caps. There is a PSR, Profit and Sustainability Rules. There is FFP. In the La Liga, there is a 1:1 rule where you can't spend more than you make. Everything that you spend has to. So if you sell one, you have to spend one in terms of revenue. And that's the level where things are going. See, the French Liga is struggling. The only team in the French Liga that can compete with the other guys in Europe is Paris Saint-Germain. I didn't hear because at Paris Saint-Germain they have the influx of Qatar Airways. That is only a mother club of the Qatar that owns Paris Saint-Germain. And in France, there aren't any stringent rules. Marseille struggling, Monaco struggling. All of these French native clubs are in turmoil and they need money. No French team can keep their player because there are big issues in terms of TV money. Of course, we are saying everybody knows that there is the need to diversify the source of money that is coming in a club. And yes, sir, you are going to be in trouble. And may can't wait because Chelsea have been linked to a player, a young two center forwards. In fact, all the last four players that Chelsea have been linked to are very, very young. Even for Michael Olise, another very young player. Now, Chelsea have given Michael Olise up till Saturday, and it is seen for Crystal Palace. The ultimatum is simple. By Saturday, they want to know what the player wants. Does the player want to go to Chelsea? Does he want to sign a contract extension? Or a soccer club for floor? They want to know. Now, Chelsea means said they are only one of the very few clubs that have the financial well to do. Some bit must sign a branch, a friend Michael Olise. So you are putting pressure on him. They also believe say who can play a bit Michael Olise. They Chelsea are in a very, very poor position. Into your Chelsea now, and money how be brave. Do not be too worried about the Michael Olise conversation. Relax. It is a deal that has gone through for a very long time. And I've always given you examples. The example of Moises Caicedo, the example of Enzo Fernandes, the example of all the other players at Chelsea under this regime have found a way to get in because they are patient, they have a specific plan in dealing with players on them. And the agreement between Aston Villa and Chelsea for Abrante Ayefreno, Ian Matheson, is a very good one. It's a very, very good one. In fact, for Olise, there's a possibility that Chelsea may add a player, let's say Nathaniel Chalobah, and then they'll get the ball. So Chelsea have a huge bargaining power. Manchester United know that they are nowhere close to that strength in terms of bargaining and power for our friend Michael Olise. Dortmund have asked, said they want to wait and see if they can also match the numbers of Aston Villa and then get Abrante's friend Ian Matheson to come to Dortmund instead of staying at Tima, your friend Aston Villa or Honor. Now, just even talking about these 18, 16, 17-year-old boys now, there's a new boy Chelsea for have seen, and I'm sure that this is going to go to the academy, but they believe that he's a huge prospect. 18-year-old Mark Gui, young FC Barcelona striker, with an impressive career in the first team last season, or just 6 million euros, and at Chelsea for who's in the buyout clause in 6 million euros. Chelsea see an opportunity in a branch of friend of Mark Gui, and then they may want to look at him in there to move in and then get him in it. And mind you, Papa friend Enzo Maresca is deep seated in conversations in terms of Chelsea transfer. He has asked the sporting team, said he wants to be part of the conversation. He's leading the conversation. He has spoken to a branch friend of Michael Olise. Olise knows that he has a deadline. After Monday, Chelsea would want to know what really Olise's stance is, if he wants to go to Chelsea, if he wants to move away from Chelsea, or whatever the real issues are. For Aaron and Silmino, a lot of clubs, Manchester United have scouted him. They've spoken to him before. It's just a matter of time before we really get to know the club that lands Abrante, your friend Aaron and Silmino. Top center forward. Or a lot of quality, plays very well, understands how he wants to play. He is experienced, and for his age, very, very calm on the ball. And he's a player that Chelsea have said they are looking at very, very well. A genuine player, Premier League club, no Eshe. Discussions, no obviously is going on with Anselmino. $25 million. That's somewhere around about 15 to 16 million pounds in terms of player and buyout clause in there for Abrantia, your friend Anselmino. And Chelsea are pushing very, very hard to get Abrantia, your friend Anselmino. Very, very good player in terms of a centre back and what he is going to give the club. Chelsea to see if they can get him in there. Very important. Chelsea is still in conversation with Samu Omaradion. The two centre forwards at Chelsea, they've not stopped conversing. They are just not in a rush. They are still talking to the two teams, Atletico de Madrid. Macacho said Chelsea sent a bid close to about 15 million for Samu Omaradion. The bigger problem is that for Omaradion, he is a player Atletico Foni believes that with time, they will make top dollar out of him. So they don't need to rush. They don't need to go in and then get the player to come in. So they are patient. Whilst the boy, your friend of John Duran, Chelsea are waiting to get a deal. Once the Ian Matheson deal now go through for team friend Aston Villa, then the focus is now on Omaradion to see how they can get the Omaradion deal done for team your friend Chelsea Football Club. So Chelsea are really, really pushing. Last night, Michel Marco Crea, and I told myself that this is a player that Enzo Maresca will love. I am very, very confident that Enzo Maresca will love Marco Crea for the performance yesterday he put up in terms of the quality of the display, how good he was on and off the ball, his counter pressing, how he stepped into midfield, his ability to read the game, how he understood things. I think that Marco Crea was very, very important. And after the game, he mentioned that he is excited to work with Enzo Maresca. He likes the manager. He wants to be able to work under him. And I believe he said once he gets in there, he'll be able to play some very, very good stuff in there with Enzo Maresca in that game number one. So we wait to see how everything goes with Marco Crea. Of course, he has a very, very good contract at Chelsea. Mihailo Mudryk, just before I jumped on to do this video, has been brilliant for Ukraine and his team, and 3 maximum points. And you see, you watch Mihailo Mudryk again today, and then you understand why the scouts saw what the scouts saw, and they believe that this boy can get to the very top. The problem is how to get Mudryk to do Niamano week in, week out, any problem. If you're able to get Mudryk to do these things week in, week out, and it's a ton of confidence inside the my boy for him to understand that he is a boy that can do very well into a sort of boise or developing him. Once he develops himself, he can go and get a confidence. He can really get to the top because they are part of the game. For Mihailo Mudryk, blasted the ball over the bar but later on, Natmegi players and of course hits the post any other. And it tells you, say, Mihailo Mudryk blows hot and cold, but you just have to be patient with him. If you are, definitely you will get the very best out of Abrantia, your friend Mihailo Mudryk, because he has a lot of experience. So we wait to see how Mihailo Mudryk a conversation or ever call. But see, let me run you by all of these conversations in there for Tima in terms of transfers or what I say. First one, Abrantia, your friend Mark Casado. Mark Casado. See, say Oko Barcelona, one of the most important players on their youth team. Abrantia friend Mark Casado. You look at Mark Casado, Barcelona believes say he's an important player for the future, and they really wanted to agree a new deal with him. And then the deal has come in for a midfielder out the quality of Mark Casado. He played very well, and Barca have gotten that finishing conversation with Casado for him to be able to play in the middle of the park. He's a great talent on the ball together with Pau Kubasi Moniadiade. Very important player for FC Barcelona. Juventus, any Aston Villa, a movie towards the final stages for Abrantia. Your friend Douglas Lewis, Juventus, any FC, any Aston Villa are moving very close to Douglas Lewis deal not for him to go to Juventus. Enzo Baranekia, Samuel Ellen Jr., any fee between 25 and 30 million to Aston Villa. Douglas Lewis, Ebeko, Juventus, Thiago Motta and Sister Thiago, Douglas Lewis, Ewan and Fiifi on details to clarify and deal now 100% and close to be done. And he's a player, Thiago Motta, a pushy power, so by joining Juventus because he's an important player for team, a manager that's got Thiago Motta in the middle of the park. Of course, Chelsea, actually, a branch of Medical catch to 6 million release clause, and yet just Chelsea, FC Bayern Munich are looking at Magui. They believe that he's a very important player for the future. Omutimi, any Barca, a dealer, definitely the boy is going to come good. A very good center forward in there. Aston Villa stands now still in talks to finalize the deal with a branch of friend Ian Matterson. Some will be Amaka to say Dortmund are asking and putting pressure on Matterson. Say Antonio Boasemani agree anything. You should wait for them. They have a plan to get him out of Chelsea and a 6-year deal in Aston Villa for person of the Brantia, your friend Ian Matterson. Top player with the ball in terms of the technical ability of a fullback. He's a player that you would want to look at in terms of the quality that he brings into the team. These are all up to date in terms of transfers across all teams. Yes, of course, the Euros is coming up, a big one that's going to go on in there, and we'll continue the conversation. Hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll be back with the rest. Bye.